Although Supernatural ended after 15 seasons back in 2020, the show's lead actors recently dropped a major hint that the show could be returning for another season. But the big problem is, how exactly are they going to continue after season 15's very definite ending? Supernatural is a paranormal mystery series that first premiered in 2005 and, as previously mentioned, ran for a grand total of 15 seasons. The series follows brothers Sam and Dean Winchester who fight demons and other evil monsters for a living, and more often than not, are forced to save the world and themselves again and again. Despite the fact that Supernatural had an impressively long run, it is still exciting to imagine the series returning for another season. One big reason for this is that Supernatural's series finale was controversial. At the end of season 15, Sam and Dean have returned to their regular hunting business, but suddenly, Dean is killed by a vampire on what appeared to be a routine mission. Dean ultimately goes to heaven and Sam continues life without him, starting a family and growing old before dying himself. Because many dislike this ending for its mundanity, Supernatural Season 16 is like a saving grace. But how exactly will it work? One significant loophole that Supernatural can use is alternate universes. Throughout its run, Supernatural had countless episodes that took place in realities that were not the Winchesters' own. For example, the Winchesters once appeared in an episode of Scooby-Doo, and also entered a world wherein they were actors acting in a show called Supernatural. Ultimately, these episodes are a way for the Winchesters to come back to life without ruining what Season 15 built. Sam and Dean can continue to have a plot in a different universe. It also helps that these alternate reality episodes were some of Supernatural's best. When one thinks about Supernatural Season 16, they likely imagine a continuation of the series. However, that does not need to be the case. An easy way for Supernatural to continue while leaving its original ending intact is to set Season 16 during a time before Season 15's ending. There are plenty of times throughout the series when one of the Winchesters was absent, and these could definitely be periods worth exploring. Supernatural Season 16 could even follow Sam and Dean when they were children, growing up with John Winchester and learning to be hunters. In this way, the story could continue in the past. Although Supernatural Season 15 was supposed to be the series' definitive ending, it is also possible that the showrunners could just go back on that promise and undo what they did. The most obvious way of doing this is using an overdone supernatural trope and resurrecting Dean. Although the show portrayed Sam as getting old and dying, they could explain this away by making it a dream that Dean had while in the throes of death. Then, once that dream ends, he is actually alive. Of course, this is not the most creative or exciting path, but it would be the easiest way to get Sam and Dean back to where they were before the ending. Another more obvious path that Supernatural could go down in order to continue is a spin-off series. Though it would be nice to see Sam and Dean again, Supernatural might have an easier time of continuing if it followed other beloved characters from the show. Luckily, there are a lot of them. Supernatural Season 16, like the Winchesters, could follow the origin stories of certain characters like Castiel or Crowley, or could see others' futures, like Jody and Claire. Sam and Dean could easily make cameos in either situation. Plus, a spin-off would likely receive just as much hype as if the Winchesters themselves returned. A somewhat questionable route that Supernatural could take is just picking up where the series left off. Supernatural Season 16 could follow Dean living in heaven and Sam living on Earth. Although it is assumed that Sam gives up the life of a hunter, his experience in the hunting world would no doubt haunt him, which could be an interesting plot to follow. Furthermore, because Dean is in heaven with so many of his other dead friends, there could be story to explore there as well. Though the boys would not be together, it would be an opportunity to see a completely different side of Supernatural. In the same vein as a spin-off, Supernatural could also continue via Sam's son. What would be particularly interesting about this is that Sam likely never raised his son to be a hunter. However, there is definitely a story to be told wherein Sam's son discovers his father's and his late uncle's past and wants to get involved. Unlike Supernatural, it would not be a story of boys running from their dark past, but a boy diving headfirst into a dark future. Sam's son could follow a similar pathway, but hopefully could avoid the mistakes that Sam and Dean in Supernatural made. This spin-off could really be fresh and exciting. Back to the concept of undoing Supernatural's Season 15 ending, another strong path would be using magic to make it so the ending never happened. Though this might feel like a cop-out on the show's part, Supernatural's world makes it so that any number of magical things could happen at any time, beyond the Winchesters' control. It is similar to how Dean was saved from hell by Castiel. Perhaps a kind paranormal being felt that it was not Dean's time yet. Perhaps an evil being wanted to torture the Winchesters some more. Either way, any magic solution could ideally work to undo the ending. Likely one of the trickiest avenues that Supernatural could go down to continue airing is making Supernatural Season 16 a reboot. Right off the bat, this is a difficult path to take because it means that Jensen Ackles and Jared Padalecki would not return as Sam and Dean, and also, the 15 seasons would simply start all over again. In this way, a Supernatural reboot would have to have something really special to draw audiences in, because otherwise, it would be like just watching Supernatural over again but with new actors. But then again, it is also a definite option to keep Supernatural alive.